Hello again, I'm Josh and this is JSURIS, and we're going to be going over some of the handwork that I'll be doing for the hand vise project. This is going to be almost exclusively hacksawing. As you can see, I'm cutting through a piece of pre-threaded rod. Now, a lot of people would maybe think of making their own threaded rod or their own custom thread for a project like this. There certainly are merits to that, but in my opinion, as long as threaded rod will do the job, there's no particular reason to use a custom thread when you can just take a pre-made thread and maybe chase it with a threading die to make it look better and run a little bit smoother. This next component that I'm sawing through is the aluminum round stock that's going to eventually be the handle for this project. As you can see, it's relatively easy to go through aluminum, as you might expect. However, these blades are designed for multiple purpose use, which really means they'll do anything up to and including aluminum, as well as thin sections of steel. However, in the next little bit, you'll probably see how much of a difference it is trying to cut thicker sections of steel with a hacksaw blade that's not really meant for it. I do plan to get some better blades at some point, but for now, we'll just have to live with this. Now, as you can see, starting the blade is something of a skill. I haven't done a whole lot of hacksawing for quite a while. You'll see that I slip quite a bit when starting this blade, but once you've got an actual groove in there to guide it, it'll stay pretty straight. Now, you'll notice that I'm going through this a lot more slowly with this blade and with this material than I did through the aluminum. In fact, you can see right here, I just go at it with an angle grinder to cut down most of the way. Honestly, I have no problem doing this. You know, you have access to a cutoff wheel. Why not use your cutoff wheel? In fact, I plan to get a stationary abrasive cutoff machine eventually. They're generally less expensive than getting a bandsaw, especially a metal cutting bandsaw. So I'll probably end up getting a cutting wheel, a stationary cutting wheel eventually. For now, I just used it to get most of the way through, and then I changed the orientation so as I could cut through that final section with the hacksaw. As you can see though, after only a very little while, the hacksaw blade is not cutting very well. This is partially due to the fact that I've dulled the teeth quite a bit, but as you can see here, after I've added some lubrication, it's also due to the fact that I wasn't using lubrication before. You can see quite a bit of friction is generated and it causes the lubricant to smoke, but this also, the lubricating properties also allow you to clear out a lot of the chips and cut through a lot more quickly. Obviously, going through something like brass, even with a relatively dull blade, is fairly easy. Doesn't take very much time. However, this next part will be quite difficult, and this is me doing a lengthwise cut, which I will actually end up giving up in favor of doing it on the milling machine. You'll see that in another video, but for now, you can see how difficult it is when you're not using quite the right blade for the job. Even when I add lubricant, it doesn't really help all that much, especially once the blade has dulled quite a bit. Now, in the next video, there's going to be a lot more actual machining, as opposed to this video where there was none at all. But I expect there will be another 2 or maybe 3 videos after this one before this project is completely finished to my satisfaction. And with that, thanks for watching. I hope you will like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and look forward to later projects from me after this one. Thank you.